All right, I was just admiring myself, guys. You caught me. Good morning. And we begin the social hour, and I'm liking the background picture. I'll be seeing it in just a bit. Ini ya wale watu walisema 2021 ni yangu. Campaign ikakuja, ikatu keep busy, mambo ya mapenzi tukaweka kando. 2022 we were settling kwa serikali, ukaeka mambo ya mapenzi kando. Kukakuja 2023 hapo, mambo ya maandamano, watu wakareject hata na wewe haukupata mtu. So this time we want to do it right. 2025, this is your year. You want to get somebody, you want to end it na mtu hapo kando. You want to find love. This show is for you. Hakuna excuses, na niko na experts watakuambia how to do it right, probably where you have been going wrong, na probably why you are still single. So send us all those concerns you have. Ni swali gani uko nayo, tunataka kukuhook up. Maybe at the end of this show, ujui, labda unaweza omoka na mtu.
Nikuomoka ama nikuponyoka?
Kuponyoka, whichever. Anyway, karibu sana to the show. My panel is here. I have, because yeye ndo minority leo, chani aside. Ken Munyo, a psychologist. Thank you for creating time.
Thank you.
Leo hizo matips umetembea nazo. Nataka usaidie watu wangu.
Sawa.
Tukue na watu by the end of 2025. And then we have Roberta Bobby. Karibu nikuulize kama wewe uko kwa hiyo mwaka yangu ama
mwaka wa kufosi ndio hivi.
But tutaongea hiyo mambo.
Yes. Leo naongea from the people with experience.
Ndio? The elite. These matters of love. In these streets, the gurus in these streets of love.
Yes.
Eish. Alafu Kiutia na sambaza furaha somewhere in Kenya, so she's not here with us, but she's away on assignment. CJ Atemo will be joining us as we continue to have this conversation. But guys, hey, tuanzie wapi? Kwanza, Ken, vile nimeanza hiyo intro. Kuna mtu by the every year anashindanga ameniambia, this is my year, this is my year. Mimi ushindwa, which year is this? Tutawahi fika lini? Shida inaweza kuwa wapi? That you're actually actively looking for love. But you don't find it. And by the way, uko serious. Wachana na wale wanajaribu. Mtu tu ako serious by the way. They really want to have somebody in their lives. But it's just not working. Yeah?
You know, good morning by the way. Salamu mingi. Huku nje salamu every time. Ukifika studio wasalimia, wamesalimika. People sit down just to think of what they want. But they don't plan for how they want what they want. You're looking for love, but first, have you loved yourself to be able to be loved? You know, many a times you look for people to come and complete you. But love cannot come and complete you if you're not complete yourself. First. Secondly, it could be your catchment area. Unatafuta wapi? Yeah?
Good one.
Maybe you've been going to the wrong places, looking for the right people. Could it be time where now you change your catchment area? Number 3, could it be about standards? Umeweka standards, either they are too low or they are very high. Such that the too low, people are just ticking the box, but then you're like, no, I would want more. Or they are too high, nobody is ticking the box. What are you looking for? Are you looking for what is unavailable, or are you looking for something that is actually available? Are you going to the right places? And my final would be for, at this particular time, would be, whom are you listening to? You know, in every relationship, there is a committee of experts that you consult. Could be your committee of experts are telling you other things. Huyu wachana na yeye. They come and they tell you so many bad things about somebody that your eyes become wide open, but that committee of experts might not be meaning well for you. We are consulting the wrong people. Could it be time now you introspected and went out of your way? I have always believed, and this is my belief, and I think I believe the truth, is that there is somebody somewhere for someone.
Oh, okay. There's somebody for you.
There is somebody for you. And probably you're saying no to the right person, thinking the right one, quote unquote, for you will come looking for you. But you're saying no. Nobody is perfect. I married when I was 10 years into psychology. with all my experience, I can tell you I did not get 100%. I wasn't perfect myself, just because I'm a psychologist. But through my own imperfections and through Shiro's imperfection, we came together and we are still learning to love each other and continuing this journey.
When you said that, I was just like, that Shiro is a strong and like you getting married to a psychologist with 10
And
years
she's not
experience.
a psychologist. And she's
with
not,
the 10 years experience.
Yeah.
Well, that's something else. Roberta,
Yes.
there's something he has said about, are you looking for what you want, what is available, if I got him right, and the issue of standards. Have you set your standards too high? Such that
queen of
nobody
high
is sticking. Yeah.
People are always telling me in the comments, your standards are too high, your standards. Standards high.
Yeah.
I love how Ken started by saying, you know, you have to complete yourself, because when someone comes into your life, they're just coming to complement it. And I think that's the best advice anyone can give you when it comes to secure love, because loving yourself teaches you to easy standards. See vitu zinatoka out of nowhere, and if you na curate for yourself, the more you love yourself and you get to know yourself, the more you have these standards. So these standards are very, very valid and real things. And Ken pia amesema mtu wako yuko. So usifeel ni kama
usiloa standards.
Usiloa
Sometimes
standards.
umengoja sana. Uko tu like, wacha tu niloa kidogo. Unaona hiyo list tunaanzanga nayo.
Yeah.
Tall, dark, handsome, financially stable, masculine, sijui, godly. The more you unaka kwa soko, the more
unaanza kuona, okay, si lazima akwe tall. Si lazima akwe handsome.
Baka inafika bora ni bwana.
Yes.
Baka inafika point unasema, as long as he's a man.
You know, the problem is because I realize that these standards sometimes are very superficial.
Yeah.
You need to focus on things that matter, things that are important. Kama last time tulisema maswali za favorite color, hizo mtajulia huko mbele. You need to understand the important things. Like, you need to have standards that are very tangible and they make sense towards, you know, curbing the kind of relationship you're trying to make an amazing outcome with. So it's actually really important, because kama hauna standards na kama haujipendi, utajuaje kupendwa? Utajuaje una like nini? Uta-attractaje watu wako around you? You like someone who takes care of their body, eats right, works out. Where are you going to find them? In the fast food joint where you go every Friday, every day.
Where you go?
Do you, exactly, like, it has to be very intentional. Everything you put out, including your intentions for yourself, including the kind of person that you're trying to attract for yourself, it has to be tangible and very, I don't want to say, I think every standard you have is very achievable, as long as easy. Usiangalie vitu sijui. You can find that tall, rich, handsome man, but he can't even hold an emotional discussion with you. He can't hold space for you to even be yourself. He doesn't encourage you. He doesn't even care about you. How will you know how to be cared for if you do not even care for yourself? Utajuaje ni level gani? Like, level yangu ya care ni, you know, when my man picks me up and he comes with flowers. How will you know that if you don't even know what the types of flowers or how flowers smell?
That's a good point.
Or anything about flowers. You just see kina Roberta on Instagram posting their bouquets and you say, iyo ndo nataka. Iyo kaya Roberta ndo inakupea pressure. Lakini we mwenyewe ujinunulie maua. Ujui mimi najinunulia maua very, very consistently. For me to even be able to tell my lover, babe, this is what I like. It's because it's things I do for myself. So it's really important, iyo kitu Ken amesema ya, making sure that you love yourself, because it is from this love you give to yourself that you're going to be able to derive feelings that you want to receive from anywhere else. And this thing for you having standards, let me rephrase it. It's just a frequency you're putting yourself on. Don't think about it as levels like level 1, level 2, level 3. It's just a frequency. It's the things you enjoy, the things you like. I like going out to nice restaurants, listening to jazz music, eating good food. So if this is my frequency, chances are this person that I want to mingle with, maybe he has the same, he likes the same things, and maybe we'll meet in this area. Lakini huwezi tu kaa hapo kwa kibandaski unasema mimi mtu wa jazz ndo atanichukua. It can happen and it's very possible, but I'm talking about the intentionality of you saying, I want love. You have to become love. You have to become this person who wants to receive.
In short, you're saying you can't find love if you've not Hujazoea mapenzi, hujazoea kujipenda.
Na ikikuja ikupate kama hujafanya the work, you will fumble it, you will let it go, and you will sabotage.
Oh my God. So tumerudi back to the drawing board. Guys, if you're looking for love in 2025, kwanza anzia kujiuliza, where are you in your self-love journey? Tuanzia hapo, where are you in your self-love journey? So that you attract the things that you're used to. All right, tumeenda vizuri. CJ ametujoin. We want to hear your thoughts as well, CJ. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is actually a very important discussion we are having. Tulikuwa tunasema by the end of 2025 tunataka watukule pilau mingi. Tusaidie mtu uko nje. Hiyo baridi yenye nakujanga somewhere along the year asipike yake. Let's talk about, and the question I asked even Ken earlier, where, from what you've observed in how people are looking for love or how people are, getting into relationships, what do you think are some of the things that people do wrong? That probably somebody who has actively been looking for love for years, bado ana feel like haja get it. Where could the loopholes be from where you sit?
I think there is this thought that when the right person comes, and whatever that would mean to different people, everything ticks. So they never would think that there's still going to be some work, that you'll have some elements of what you like, and there'll be some elements of things that need to be worked on, which is what then makes communication very key and important, because you may have the person that, Roberta is talking about, somebody who probably shares with you your hobbies, your values and things, but then you'll also realize that they're socialized differently in certain other areas that may be very fundamental to you. So now do you throw away the baby with the bathwater? The thinking that you will find in one person everything that you're looking for is a fallacy.
Oh, it doesn't come as a package?
No.
Your bill tunatafutanga, unajua hapo. Una bill tunatafuta na kila kitu.
So you have to ask yourself then that the things that you are not finding in this person, are they things that can be worked on? Are they things that can be ignored? Are they things that are important to you? But also, I find the idea that I'm looking for things in somebody else to be a little bit of self-conceitedness, because I'm also coming in and probably I have areas in my life that the other person needs me to work on. That it cannot just be my standards that are coming into this place, because it's not that I have hit the place of perfection, so I am the judge in this case. I'm also coming in with things that they probably would want me to change. So it gets then to the place of, is there a willingness to work? When you look at the setup between the two of you, do you think it can work? Forget about even the feelings, first of all. I nearly said love is overrated, but in quotes. In quotes.
Isn't it?
We get it.
But it gets overrated a lot of times. So can this work? Is there something we can do to make it work? Does it have enough components to make it work? Then now we start looking at what are the challenges that we could encounter to make this thing work. Is it our unhealed parts? Is it our communication? Is it habits? Is it certain proclivities that we have? Maybe I love watching football till late in the night, and that may not be sitting well with the other person. Are there things that we can work on? If you only come with a list and you're checking out to see, okay, does Roberto fit this? And then when you find 3 or 4 things that are not ticking, then you say no.
Or even just one.
Or even just one.
That's a red flag.
What is the guarantee that when you meet the next person and the next person, they'll tick all the boxes? Because you will find, maybe, for example, somebody may think, all right, Bobby loves a high life. So I'll find somebody who doesn't like a high life, because that's the thing I'm running away from Bobby. Then I realize all the other qualities Bobby had, they don't have. Because the thing that made me leave Bobby is that I thought she loves a high life. So I'm going for somebody I think I can manage cheaply. Then I realized they're poor communicators. They do not know how to keep their word and that. So I feel like, okay, well, let me do away with that. You look for the next person. You find some things are ticking, some things are not. You cannot kiss 1,000 frogs before you wait for your
Umesikia hiyo?
Kwa ground hivyo ndo tunafanya.
Anyway, just on record, Roberta doesn't like high life, but she has standards.
It's okay to have standards.
I like high life,
It's
Safi.
okay to
Thank
have
you very
standards.
much.
I like high life. Yeah, like I like nice things.
Wewe ujielewe kwanza.
Yeah.
Ni mtu anajielewa. Anyway, there's usually this thing that happens when you're looking for someone. You don't want to look at the negative, the dark side. I mean, there has to be something that invites you.
Yeah.
You know, and these are good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point do you balance what CJ is saying to go deeper and stop scratching the surface? Go deeper and look at the other issues of how you can work things out, how you can compromise on a few things as long as this relationship, you know, has something good to it. You know, how do you balance? Kwa sababu wewe uko na list yako,
Yeah.
you want something to invite you.
Yeah.
But then again, if you stick to this script, you may end up losing out on all the good people in out there. So how do you strike a working balance?
It's good to define that there is no Bible when it comes to relationship. Even Proverbs 31 is not complete on its own. Maybe the rest of Proverbs 31 should have also told us about the good husband. There are only two things that matter. It's about love and respect. Men are visual beings. Men love to see. So if you cannot be presentable, no man will be there for you. Women are audio beings. Women listen. So if you're not a good communicator, or you cannot speak to the ear before you get to the heart. You know, we usually say, I work for a company that sells hearing aids. We usually say, when you bring your two ears together, that shape creates a heart. Yeah? And that's when you speak the right things to somebody, it gets to their heart. But it's also good.
Amekataa kukupea namba.
Ni venye
Jaongea poa.
haiombangwi hivyo. Lakini siku hizi ukiombwa namba peana. Zile za where did you get it? Stop around. It's good to understand what you're looking for. Allow me to take you through what we call the birth order preposition of loving. Before you get to love somebody, can you even know what their birth order represents? In psychology, we believe there are four, in one of the theories, 4 birth orders. Firstborns are leaders. Are you looking for somebody to lead you? Are you a leader yourself? If you're looking for a leader, somebody who will be there dragging you, look for a firstborn.
What are you saying? Men are supposed to lead.
No. It's not always. Yeah, you can date a firstborn, even if I am married to a firstborn. By the way, my wife is a firstborn. And I don't have a problem saying that, yes, I am the head, she's the neck, but at one particular time, her ideas make more sense than I. And it's okay to be led. Secondborn are emotional people. They hold a lot of emotions. To them, crying ni kama kawaida. They can be happy and express it with tears. They can be sad, you don't even know their voices. They're emotional people. They talk about their emotions easily than any other person. Thirdborns are the lovers in the house. Yeah? If you are just looking for love, nothing else, no ideas.
Just love.
Look for a thirdborn because thirdborns will give you the love in its own entirety. And why do they give love? Because firstborns relate to their fathers more. Men, leaders by nature. Secondborns relate to their mothers more. Emotional people by nature. Thirdborns will not relate with either of the two. And when they get the right person to love, then they love right. Fourthborns are the peacemakers. Pacifiers, they bring everybody together. And that's why you will see right now most fourthborns are ready to bring their families together for Christmas. Unlike firstborns who are like, mkikuja ni sawa, mkikosa ni sawa. Hata tukienda tukose kitu bado Christmas itafanya nini? It's good to understand.
What about lastborns?
No, lastborns in the birth order of the four, that's one theory. Yeah? But lastborns are now the people who get the attention from the entire family. Yeah, they want all the attention. So if you're lastborn and you do not want to give attention to another person because you expect, please avoid lastborns also. If you're lastborn and you want all the attention, give it to the firstborn. Yeah, allow the firstborn to love you because they are demigods, they are demi-parents. Yeah, they have taken care of everybody and they are ready to take care of you. So it's good to understand what you're looking for. Second,
only child.
Only child, they have all the qualities at any particular time.
Oh, wow.
At one particular time, they will be leaders, they will be very emotional. Now, the only problem with the only child is their world is only their world. So at one particular time, they can even forget they're in a relationship. Yeah, company. I love my own company.
Yeah.
The second thing, it is good to allow the sense of individuation. You know, when somebody comes, want to control you and want you to forget all other things existed before they came, and they do not want to allow you to be who you are, that sense of individuation is very important. Individuation is that sense of, I can still be Ken. Before I got married, I was a son, I was a brother, I was a grandson, and now I became married and I became a father. I cannot forget the first three. I've been raised by my grandmother. My grandmother expects attention from me, so I have to create time for my grandmother. My mom is still alive. I have to create time for my mom. My brothers and sisters are still alive. I have to create time for my siblings. So if my wife now is the one who is going to make me forget about the other three, my friend, you brought yourself here when the three were already in existence. Allow me to even have that sense of individuation.
All right.
Yeah.
What Ken has said has actually reminded me, Roberta, of what usually happens. Sana when it comes to women. Hey, the moment you find love, the moment you find the one, the moment you get married, it's like you disconnect from your entire, you know, your friends.
Yeah.
Even you can even resign, like everything.
Yeah, and that's why we are here, so that we can have these real-time conversations.
Yeah.
And I like that Ken brought it up, you know, your sense of individuality, being yourself. And something I'm learning about love as I grow and as I go is that love improves your life. Love makes you better. Because the moment you love something, let's say even you adopt a plant or you adopt a kitten, if you had some behaviors, you never come home, you know, you don't care about a lot of things, love forces you to change positively, because now you have to care about something else, something with the whole entire life. You have to care, amekula, amelala, ako safe, ako sawa. Can I buy more toys? Do I need to water the plant more? Do I need to stay home so that I can give the cat attention and my time and my affection and cuddles and stuff? So that's what love does for you. When you love something, you find yourself being pushed by the passion, and it's so automatic. It's not something anyone comes to tell you, ati, hey Ken, shiro amekula leo zi. It just becomes part of you.
Disclaimer, hiyo ni mapenzi ya ukweli.
Yes. Secure, healthy love. It doesn't keep scores. It doesn't feel like jana niliosha vyombo, we osha leo. It's as long as mi kuosha vyombo inakufanya usikie poa, ndaziosha. It's very secure. Na nikichoka kuosha, ndakuambia, hey babe, nimeosha this week. Siwoni said, you know, like it forces you to become a better person, to be more attentive, to want to improve yourself. The right kind of love even makes you want to feel sexier, makes you want to feel beautiful. You'll find yourself wanting to take care more of yourself subconsciously, because you understand the other person also cares about you.
Right.
And you're doing it very well.
Thank you. So it's just anytime you find yourself, even in friendships or relationships where you're starting to become sadder, depressed, you're closing up, you're reclusing, you're avoiding, you're ignoring, you're not showing up, you're not eating right, you're not talking, you're losing your job, you're ignoring. If you find yourself going on the negative end of the spectrum, something is wrong. Right. But if you're being loved in a very secure way, you show up. Yani, you just want to be bright and beautiful and look good and feel good. So that's something you should keenly watch for. Right. Love that pushes you to be yourself unapologetically and more beautiful in your own aura and essence. But if it's the opposite,
kuna shida hapo. So how do you attract that kind of love, CJ? Kuna mtu ana watch na I've been attracting all the wrong people. I have been in this game long enough, but every person I end up with, ni character development after another.
KICD.
How do you attract the kind of love that she has described, that takes you to a better place, makes you a better person, makes you feel fulfilled? Because that is what everyone out here is desiring to have.
I believe in whatever you want to receive, give it. I believe that life is structured in a way that you reap what you sow. And you dictate the energy that you attract.
Yes.
Because you cannot be the determinant of who comes your way. I mean, you'll meet different people. Sometimes this kind of thing makes some people get even to near depression because they feel like I'm attracting all the wrong people. Why do I attract this kind of people? Is there something wrong with me? But you cannot change who is coming in the physical sense, but you can change the energy that you create, because that energy then will determine who stays in your circle. If I come in and I'm a negative person and I find you with positive energy, the environment will repulse me. It will just repel me. I'll leave. I will not stay. So probably the reason some of those people stay is because the energy that we're creating around us is allowing them to stay. So give what you want. You want love, give unconditional love. Not necessarily even just to people that you want to be romantically involved with. You just train yourself. If I'm friends with Bobby, I show them love. I show up for them in a certain way. If I'm friends with Ken, I show up for them in a certain way. I become a reliable person. I become a dependable person. I become honest, truthful. I become the person that they know they can always call on. As I give out that energy, then anybody who doesn't have that kind of energy can't stay around me. And there's a way that energies do connect people. There's a way that they do connect people. If you walk into a party, even just, these family gatherings, this holiday, and you walk into that place, 2 gossips will find themselves in 1 minute.
Even the foodies.
Yeah, people will just find themselves. They may be strangers, and they just find themselves. A complainer will find another complainer very easily. So, and you'll be amazed at how people begin a friendship on such negativity. Because probably somebody threw a complaint, and Ken did not respond, Bobby did not respond, then I respond, then we connect.
That's
so
my type.
Begin. So when you want something, learn to give it.
Okay.
Don't just look for what you're receiving, learn to give it. Yeah.
Allow me to say this, Safin.
I wanted to ask Ken something though, because I was discriminated by the birth order.
You are nowhere in the psychology.
No. The number 4,
he has a
from 5th, it is repeated. So 5th bonds become first, 6th bonds become 2, 7, 3, 8,
right.
like that. If you're many, the cycle repeats. There are only 4. Yeah.
Right.
So if you're 12, your number?
5.
Number 5, your first born. Natural.
And we see
But then it's a mixture.
Number 3.
But then it's a mixture.
Mini number 3.
The lovers, eh?
So you,
I'm
not needy,
life does not allow a lacuna. So if your firstborn does not take their firstborn position, and the secondborn becomes a pseudo firstborn, life does not allow a lacuna. I was about to say, if you're looking for love, look at the word chaos.
Yes.
Chaos.
Yes.
It's not a name, it's an acronym. Right. Yeah? C means challenge. You get somebody who must challenge you, and challenge must be for growth. A is for affirmation. Somebody must affirm you and tell you good things about you. Everybody has a love language called words of affirmation. It might not be in the pecking order, priority number 1, but it must be there. R is for respects. If somebody does not respect you, does not respect where you come from, does not respect what you do, does not respect even your friends, always has something disrespectful to say about you, red flag. E is educates. You must learn something from somebody. And every day that your lover does not teach you something, it could be even driving. It could be writing. It could be doing your returns, but there must be some education.
That they are teaching you.
Yes, and S is about secure. You must feel safe. If you're feeling unsafe when you're with this person, you got the wrong person. There are only 2 G's when it comes to relating. Relating ends with G. You are supposed to grow and glow. If you're not doing both of them, leave.
If you're not glowing in your relationship,
right.
If you're not growing and glowing, where your S
then you should be going.
Yes.
S for yamchana ni secure.
Tumetoka huko, Ken. So CJ, let me come to you, but usually how relationship starts, relationship starts also. How it starts usually is also usually determines how it will go. There was something I was reading, interestingly, about how we respond, especially CC women. When you're single and somebody is asking you, are you single? We are usually very defensive. You know, it's sort of like there's something we are trying to protect. Na hiyo ndo imefanya watu wengi huko nje wana mtu. Because of how you'll cook all sort of things to tell this person, or even if they go ahead to ask you, if you say you are single and they ask you, why are you single? The response is also usually just cooked somewhere. That's not my priority, something, just say something. How do you respond if you're actively actually looking for love? Now, in a way that will not make you seem desperate or cheap. How do you do it in a modest way that will open you up for love?
I think we underestimate what relationships mean to women. We do. But if you go back even to creation in the Bible, the first thing that a woman had was a relationship. For a man, it was work. I had this conversation with women around their menopause years on Saturday, and they were just trying to talk about this. How do you find love when you're in your 40s and 50s and you've broken the glass ceiling in the corporate? And we had about 70, 80 women in the room, you know. And I was saying to them that you must never, ever underestimate the power of relationships. Because even generally, women, the uptake coming into the workplace, you'll find they come in earlier and there will be more than the men in the early stages. As they grow, it thins out, to the point where at some stage you find that women in the workplace, especially at the top, will thin out, not necessarily because it's a man's world, but because of resignation. When they find love, when they find a family, when they have a baby, they would rather go. Concentrate. Because this is how she is built. So a woman will be built wanting to have love come her way. But there's also a stigma to it that when we see Safin not married, we think it's because there's something wrong with her. And that is why a woman would probably want to become defensive, because she thinks that question you're asking, you're trying to say there's something about her that is making her be rejected. We think that being single means you have been rejected, that people have picked other people and not you, or they have not found you to be suitable. That's an underlying fear. Yet sometimes it's just that you've either not met the right person or your priorities were elsewhere. So a woman must work on her own confidence. She has to work on her person to know that if somebody hasn't come, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me. It doesn't mean that I'm less than anybody, and it doesn't mean that I've been rejected by anybody. You know, when I find my fit, I fit in there. Because so many people have also forced fits just so that they're not seen to be single. They will get into a relationship just so that nobody says you're the only one among your mates who is not yet married or who's not in a relationship. People will stay in relationships that are not working so that they are not single. They just want the status, but they know they're dying in there emotionally and mentally. So I think women need to know that they are complete first as a person before they are completed by the relationship. Their relationship is important, but you are complete first. And even if you never get married, even if you never are in a relationship, you're a complete person. And you still have a whole circle of love around you. It's not just, you know, from marriage. There are people who are married who don't even get that love and attention. They don't get all the things that Ken is talking about. They don't get challenged. They're not affirmed. There's no respect. They're not being educated. Anything the person they are with lacks all kinds of education. No security. But because somebody is looking at how the society will look at them, they feel they'd rather be there. We have to stop defining ourselves by the relationships we are in.
Exactly.
I said to these ladies that, you know, when you're relating with anybody, relate from the basic point of view being human, not by what you do. But also, on the flip side, we must stop looking at people by, is she married, single or married? The status doesn't define you. It doesn't mean that if you're married, then you are a higher version of a woman than the one who is single. No, because the person who came for you, it's not that we were picked and put in a certain place and say, we have Safin here, we have Bobby here, we have this, let's vote for who is the most virtuous. No. So that's the thing that women need to deal with, that you are first of all a complete person before you present yourself anywhere.
Yeah, usiogope kusema you are single. He's saying it's not a bad title, yeah? It's okay. As long as you're happy, as long as you've worked on yourself, don't be afraid to say you are single. Mesikia Roberta hiyo maneno. Sisi wanawake, we usually very protective of ourselves. Such that when somebody, brother, and reach out and akuuliza, hey, it's how. But you know, these men, they will even say they are single when they have 4 or 5 ladies lined
it's
up.
It's keeping your options open, eh?
You see the thing is...
The options.
But atakwambia, you are the one. Actually, I've been waiting for this moment.
You see, the thing is, while they're keeping their options open, we are relating with the trauma that we've undergone over and over and over. You find a lot of women are in a space where, you know, how do I even believe all this is true? This guy is here, he's loving me, right? He's communicating. Unapendwa vizuri mpaka unashanga.
Too good to be true.
You're consistently doubting and very suspicious. So that's where we're coming from. And it's scary because, okay, how do I trust? Because if they're keeping their options open and me, I'm here, I really want something real, it makes you want to close up. But let me just say, when you're in the right situation, and this is for any type of love, even in an environment you love, even in relationships with your friends, when you're in the right environment, your security, Ken amesema, it comes so easy. I mean, you could hold back, you could become avoidant, you could become scared and suspicious, but the consistency of the safety will always show you it's okay. It's okay to let all those burdens down and just love and receive love. And it doesn't come easy, but that's what secure love does to you. It literally forces you out of that hole that you're hiding from and puts you here and say, Roberta, you've never loved. This is your chance to feel and receive love. So it's normal to be scared. It's normal. CJ said even, the things you're thinking you're going to tick and say, you know, amepata. You'll not get all those things in one person, but their willingness to improve, their willingness to learn, their willingness to do better. That's what love does to you. It puts you in a space where you don't want to hold back. You don't want to say, mimi wasichana wamekula pesa yangu, huyu msichana sita. You won't come like that. You'll just find yourself like, babe, here's my credit card. You know, you'll find yourself opening up a bit.
Calm down.
Like even, let me tell you something. Like me, Mimi, I don't cook. I do not cook for men. I do not. This is something everybody in my life knows. And it's not because that I have something against cooking or anything. I do cook for my friends. I cook for my family. I cook for the men in my family. It's just, I've never been in a position where I've had to or anyone needed me to. But unaingia relationship ingine unajipata hata wendo unaenda kuplan meals za the week, ati groceries, ati nini. It just changes you. So you can't ever say never, I don't do that. When you get into the right situation, you'll really be allowed to be yourself and to be free and to be, you know,
I thought you had a problem with cooking.
No, I don't have
If you're loved right,
you will find yourself cooking. Utapika kila kitu.
Paka chapati.
I want us to wind up 30 seconds for our final remarks. Lazima watu wapate watu.
Mimi, I would say first heal.
Yes.
Heal. If you've come from relationships that didn't work, don't be paranoid. Don't assume that this one will end badly. You can heal and you can look forward to the next. If you've been in the same situation you were defining 2021 to now, change your catchment area, change your friends. It's okay to start from scratch. Be as ambitious as possible, but be lovable.
Lovable.
Be open about wanting love. Do not act like ujisikie ama kama unataka. Sema unataka na ukubali unataka na ujieke kwa spaces zenye utapata. Kubali kupendwa. Mtu akikupenda kubali kupendwa. Do not hold back. Do not be afraid. It is scary. I mean, it doesn't matter how learned, rich, secure, amazing, perfect you are. it's scary for everyone. It's still a big risk. But if that's what you want,
Go
don't
for
hold
it.
back. Just put yourself in situations where you accept and say, mimi kama Roberta,
nataka mapenzi na ndo huyu mimi nimejitolea munipende. All right, CJ.
Well, just remove the pressure from yourself. All these pressures we have, by this time this should happen, by this time should happen. Just remove the pressure. Live life, breathe, smell the flowers.
Wow.
Be present in the moment. Yeah.
Very
so that you're not meeting Ken and you feel like he must say something this week. If he doesn't say something this week, then this is not working. So you jump out. Just remove the pressure. Leave.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's important.
Yeah.
Especially if 2025 is your goal. No,
And age is nothing. Age is nothing. Please don't look
yeah.
at your ears,
All
yeah? Age is nothing. It's just a number.
It's just a number.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
okay. So hata isipofanyika 2025, enjoy the moment. As long as you meet that person, enjoy mukisonga, you'll do things as they come. Whenever you feel ready to take it to the next level, that is when you will take it to the next level. No pressure. But tunakuombea sana. Plans za pilau zikiivana, please, DM, mi ndo nimefanya hiyo kazi yote. Thank you so much for creating time for Social Hour this particular Tuesday. We really appreciate your time and company. We are not taking this for granted. That's how we wrap it up on the show this morning.